Slowly kisses busting by the river.
Welcome to another exciting edition of $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
I've got a quick question for you.
Okay.
And I want to show you the address on this. It does have an address on it, though, as you can see. What is this?
It's a piece of cardboard filler pad.
Let me ask you a better question. What is this not?
A package.
This is not a 1942 comic strip, not even a strip, an entire Sunday section, including Superman. That is not here.
No, I wouldn't think it would be. Why would I think it would be?
What do you see right down there at the bottom, if you could read out loud?
eBay return.
I got fleeced. This is not what I sent the buyer.
Okay.
It's what I got back. Shame on me. I screwed up, and hopefully you all learn this lesson from this as well. You've known me for a long time, and I've got not a lot of OCDs, but I've got a small OCD. Like, for instance, one thing that absolutely drives me bonkers about your email is you have the various tabs on your email,
Right.
and you've got several thousand unread in, like, the promotions tab of your Gmail. Or when you log into your eBay, because you answer emails through Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
When you log into your eBay, you've got 20,000 unanswered messages. Now, they're not truly unanswered because you answer them through Gmail, but they don't show up as answered on eBay when you do it that way.
So my unanswered emails bother you?
They do, even though they're completely answered.
This is a first.
It's just an OCD. I like to see zeros. I don't like to see emails hanging out. I just like to close things off and get them done with, and that's it.
Would you like to finish them all? The 20,000 for me, please, and give them to zero? Would that make you happy?
It would make me happy. You wouldn't be happy getting my bill, though.
That's true.
I mean, at a penny an hour, that's like $4. It's a lot of money.
It might take you longer than listening to all those postcards.
It might. But when I get a return, I try to close it out right away. I've learned a valuable lesson because I wait for somebody to send something back or to get the notification from the system that it's on its way back. And I learned that because I shipped out a Spider-Man comic on Amazon, and somebody said they wanted to return it. And it was like a $3 comic, no big deal.
Right.
So it came through, and I said, you know something, I'm just going to authorize the refund, whatever, and the guy's going to send it back. Well, he never sent it back. A couple of days later, I sold another Spider-Man comic, and let's say, and I don't know the number offhand, but say I sold number, 411. This guy bought 412. And I said, that's kind of odd. And about 3 days later, I get a return request. And I said, I bet it's that. So I looked into it. It was the same guy. Well, he had fleeced me once, never returned it.
Right.
So then he said, hey, maybe this guy's a sucker. Maybe he'll do it again. And I didn't do it again. So now I at least make sure that you send the item back. So I had gotten 2 returns, which I very, very rarely get returns, but I had gotten 2 returns in the same week on eBay. One return was because they'd found a cheaper price. You and I have talked about that before.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you looking for a cheaper price after you bought it?
Yeah.
I mean, you bought it, you committed to a contract.
Exactly.
Go through with it.
Try doing that with a new vehicle.
So I waited on that one, and as soon as I saw it had been shipped back, I gave them the refund. This comic strip just didn't like it as the reason for the return. So I immediately banned the bidder.
But he saw a picture of what he originally liked to buy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He got exactly what he saw there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just wanted to return it for whatever reason. I banned the bidder because I'm not into that. I'll give you an example. I purchased some light bulbs on eBay I thought they were going to fit a lamp that I had, and turned out they didn't fit the lamp. I didn't do a return.
Yeah.
I said, it's not the seller's fault. He sent me what he said he was going to send me. My fault. I didn't know what it was. I'm going to bother this guy with a return.
Right.
Some point maybe I'll find a lamp and that it'll fit, and who knows. And if not, lesson learned, read a little bit better.
Right.
And I put it off to the side, and it's sitting where all my light bulbs are. And maybe some point I'll need it. I don't know. But I'm not going to burden the seller for my mistake.
Right, exactly.
You know, and I know Amazon has changed things tremendously because free returns and people just want to return things and they just kind of try things out and then return them.
Right,
but
right.
I'm old school. I don't do that. Very, very rarely do I ever return anything whatsoever. And that's only really if it doesn't work, I would return it. Otherwise, I don't return things. So this gentleman I got notification that he had mailed it. So I refunded him. And that's what showed back up. And so I contacted eBay. And they called me back. And when you go on eBay trying to get help, there's not a help for the returns area. But there is the contact me back under the selling. So I did that, and the person called me back, and it was the wrong department. So I guess kind of good to know that they take it, and a selling specialist got in touch with me, and she had said, oh, this isn't my department, but I'm going to escalate it and everything. And then the returns department did get back to me. More or less, I was SOL because I closed the return. Had I not closed the return, then I would have a leg to stand on. I don't know what they would do for me. I don't know exactly how it would escalate from there. More or less, they said, I closed the return, so as far as they're concerned, it's closed. They did ask me to report the buyer and note what happened, and then I guess if they see a pattern, they'll kick him off, a big deal. He'll just get another name and be on again. So unfortunately, there's really not a lot of way to stop this. So the lesson to be learned is do not overcome your OCD and do not close the return until you have the item in hand. The person fleeced me, and I can't even begin to say they didn't, because if you take a look at that, they literally taped that to the cardboard.
Right.
It's not like I just got the label with a piece of envelope and, oh, it could have come off in the mail. There could have been a problem. There could have been not at all. I literally got that. They literally took that and taped it to the cardboard and sent it back to me. And this piece of this comic thing was about 13 inches by about 8 inches. What was that cardboard? 5x7?
No,
So,
well, he rubbed salt in the wound because of the label. Probably cost you $5 for the return label. It really should have cost about 50 cents for what he returned. So you lost out there as well.
Thank you. I feel much better now than I did when we started this video.
I've been down that road many a times.
So I don't know if you've had any situations with fraud. I mean, it obviously always is a he said type situation, but I certainly would have been willing to sign an affidavit. I would have talked to the postman. I mean, I'm certain that the postman noticed when he put that in that this is an odd thing to be sent back.
How much was the item?
$25.
So it's not worth what I went through where eBay made me contact the police and file a report for the fraud. But they had told me back then, do not close it out, because if I close out, then I can't get my money back. It was for like a $200 action figure, you know. I shipped out, it was like Power Rangers or He-Man. New in box. They said it was not new in box, it was open and played with. And they returned me back an empty Star Wars package for $200. So I called eBay and they said, you have to file a police report and then we'll give you your money back. Because he had already gotten his money back for returning it. You know, eBay did that automatically. I had no control over it. But it was still open. I never closed it out. And then once the police got involved, I had to send them over a copy of the police report. And then eBay, out of their own pocket, paid me the $200. So, yeah, it's crazy.
And I know that there was
the CGC guy, recently. I would think that's some type of fraud because I've shipped out over, I would say, 100 CGC comics and magazines over the last year or so. And guess what? None have gotten damaged at all until recently. About 2 weeks ago, a guy got a Monsters of Filmland where the side and the case was cracked. Now, it could have been overlooked on our part, but he said there's a little crack in the side. So we may have gotten it that way and not noticed it because in the picture we just do the front and back. So giving him the benefit of the doubt, and he wanted $25 off his next purchase of 2 SGC Monsters of Filmlands, 2 more. So I told my packer, I said, listen, in case we don't want this getting damaged, it was a couple $100 order. Double bubble wrap it with a thick bubble wrap. Double box it. It's going to be safe. We don't have to hear anything getting damaged. I'll insure it anyways. Well, guess what? CGC number 2 and 3 got damaged from this guy. Yet, the other 100 that I shipped out did not get damaged. So something's going on there with this guy. I did ban him, and we're working it out now as far as he wants to get him regraded. But I'm filing a claim with the post office for damage first. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's
A
crazy.
little mysterious, right?
Some people have bad luck.
Yeah.
Some people have really, really bad luck.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps you a little bit over there. And again, it was a $25 lesson learned. And before on the other comic, I had learned a $3 lesson on it. Allow them to return the item. Then there's a whole process in place if what you get back is not what you sent out. In fact, when you go to eBay, there is a thing on there where you can check that you sent me the wrong thing or an empty box back. So apparently it is a fraud that is ongoing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not wired that way, and I will admit, for a moment, not for a moment, I still am, obviously, as we're doing a video about it, I still am upset because I would never do that to somebody. But I did look, and this gentleman has 3 items up for auction. And don't think it didn't go through my head in 1 minute, buy one of those items and send him back the exact same thing. But obviously I didn't do it. I'm not wired to do that kind of thing. But I definitely can understand where people who have been wronged just kind of want to make things right by doing the same thing to him. And you know as well as I do, he'd be crying from the mountaintop about how unfair it was, how he got ripped off, how dare anybody do that, et cetera, et cetera. What a thief I am.
Yeah.
And never once realizing that he did the exact same thing to me.
See, I wouldn't do that. I would just send him back a package that's empty again with a new label. So he thinks he's getting a package of something that he bought, and instead it's empty. Can't get in trouble or hurt that way.
Can I send it back postage too?
Well, there you go. Better yet.
But that's one of the other problems with being a larger dealer. This gentleman had 37 positives. We get him banned from eBay. He's got 3 items up for auction. He just starts another thing, end of story, and no problem. If somebody picks on a bigger seller, we've actually got something or other to lose. So we did that video a while back about cost of doing business, and unfortunately it's a cost of doing business. It's no different than if you have a retail store and somebody comes in and shoplifts. This guy literally stole from me.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. It happens. Don't close out your returns. I guess that's the bottom line there. Do mention down below in the comments. Well, hopefully you don't mention down below in the comments any issues that you've had with the returns. Hopefully everything is smoothly and nobody's ever returned anything. But if you did have any issues, do note it down below. We do answer all comments. If you could hit the like button, would love that. And if you'd be able to subscribe, would love that even more. We'll see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Wanna be